enjoyed that one today?
Really happy with the commitment of the team. Obviously disappointed with just getting a point. You obviously want to come into these games and come away with 3 points. So that's the thing that probably disappoints me. Spoke to the boys after it, as I just mentioned, they're delighted with the commitment, the effort, just that bit of quality in the final third when we break at times has to be better, that final pass or that attempt on goal when maybe you take too many touches. But listen, they accept that, they understand that, and that's something that again we'll need to work hard on when we come back into training on Tuesday.
You obviously set that challenge for your players to just do a lot better than they had done last weekend. Was that a lot more like what you were wanting from your team today?
Yep, because you can't play at the top of your game every time you enter the pitch, but what I expect is a full-blooded, committed team, and certainly I got that today, so I was happy with that aspect of the game. Just the bit of quality when we do get into the final third, because we kind of broke on them a few times. Just that final pass that maybe let us down.
A couple of refereeing decisions went against you. The goal obviously the Celtic scored and a penalty claim sort of later on. Do you have any thoughts on those?
I'm not even going to say anything on it.
Be disappointed as well by the booked yourself, I think.
Yeah, look, it's one of the ones where it's not a foul. The referee decides to give him a yellow card. I just need to accept it. But going back to the penalty, if that's in the middle of the pitch, it's a foul. But it was in the box and it wasn't given as a foul. So they are things. I just need to move on quickly because I don't want to start saying things that's going to get me maybe in trouble.
Arsenal was obviously frustrated coming off. Is that the kind of attitude you want to see for your guys? You want to see them disappointed coming off the pitch?
Yeah, I'm the manager. I've got to make decisions, and if I feel I need to make changes, I'll make changes. I have no issue with people being disappointed. I would rather they're like that than walk off with a smile on their face. So he'll need to come in next week and train really hard to try and get back into the starting 11 next Sunday.
Nico Raskin, deservedly man of the match, but I thought you were also very well served by Connor Barron, performing midfield yourself. How did you view Connor's performance today?
Yeah, Connor was really good. Look, you know what you're going to get off Connor in terms of his attitude. He'll get about the pitch. It's something that since I've come in we've been working on in terms of, I think he's a lot better on the ball that people give him credit for, and we're starting to see signs of that work on the training ground coming through. He's been in and out of the team. I know the wee man will be disappointed at times, but listen, that's just part of football. But I thought today alongside Nico, he was really good.
You were saying there, Barry, about Cherny, that you kind of suggesting he needs to do more. Is that what you're kind of saying there about next week?
Well, in terms of Vash, he knows what I think of him. I think he's a high quality player. He's a match winner. He's a game changer. And sometimes you've got to make decisions if you don't think it's going well. But listen, he's got a good attitude. He'll be disappointed. Mate, he'll be frustrated. Again, I have no issues with that. And he'll be one of the first ones in on Tuesday morning, and he'll be on that training pitch and he'll be giving his all.
Barry, we've not seen a lot of Cortez and Danilo. Are they doing enough for you in training to warrant a place in the team?
Well, they're obviously in the squad, but in terms of picking them, I have a decision. You can only pick 11 players. I watch what happens on the training ground. I see the opposition we're coming up against and who'll suit to play against them. But look, everybody's got an opportunity. They just need to work hard to force their way in. And I think the two of them are good players, but they need to do more. They understand that. It's not just a case of you just get in the team for the sake of getting in the team. You need to be in the team in merit. And I think you ask the two of them, I think they would agree that they have to do more, but also you've got to remember they had long-term injuries, so it took a bit of time for them to get up to speed. It's probably a totally different training regime that they've had before, because the training's really intense. But look, that's why you carry a squad, and maybe before the end of the season they may get an opportunity.
You obviously spoke last week about all the players having to, they're playing for their future now effectively. Is that application side of things as well today, is that the bare minimum you want to see Getting to the
You know, it
last-
should be it should be a given. You shouldn't need to ask people to run hard and show a good attitude. That should be inside you. I can accept players not playing well and having indifferent games, but what I can't accept, or I'll never accept, is somebody not giving 100%. But one thing about my players today is it was there for everybody to see. They gave everything, and now they need to continue that the last 3 games.
Barry, next time Celtic come here will be whatever, September, August, whenever it is. What state do you think that the club and the team will be in by that point?
I honestly don't know. In terms of, we know there's changes. The changes are starting to happen, and that's a real positive in my eyes. Kevin's come in as sporting director. I don't know when he starts. Maybe the middle of June, start of July. But we need to get started because it's a couple of weeks before the end of the season. Before you know it, you're into qualification games for the Champions League, and then the season is upon you. So, yep, there's a lot of work to be done, and the club need to make that decision who's going to be leading the team pretty soon.
Do you still think, Barry, you've got a chance of getting the job?
In terms of, do I think I should get the job or do I want the job?
No, you
But
want the job.
I know I can do the job.
But you feel as though you've got a chance of getting the job?
Yeah, I would, yeah, of course, but that's up to people above to decide. Look, since I've come in here, there's been a few bumps, but that does not scare me one single bit. I know I've been through the doors now. I know what's needed in terms of change. So we just need to wait and see. But as I said to you, it has to be a decision made quickly now, because we're coming to the end of the season. You need to obviously start deciding what way you want to go heading into next season, because this season's been dry in terms of trophies. This club needs to get back to challenging and winning trophies again.
You'd like to have that answer.
I mean, I keep repeating myself. I've told everybody's got an opinion. I don't care about people's opinion. I know I can do the job. I know I've got a real good staff behind me. So I've been asked this question two or three weeks in a row. I think it's clear. Doesn't scare me one single bit. I know there's a hell of a lot of work to be done, but I think everybody knows that, and that's a challenge that I would meet head on, and I know I would change it.
Just in terms of the time scale, you were 6 weeks away from the pre-season probably starting, and this is...
Yep, you would probably have to start the last week of June, and then you've got the qualification games, the Champions League, the 20th of July, 21st of July, so you'll not get much work, there needs to be a lot more work to be done in terms of the changes it's going to be made, because people are running out of contracts. There's people that maybe want to leave and go elsewhere. So there's a lot of work to be done, but it's been needed, and it has to obviously be this way going forward.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.